Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Gods Will Be Watching. This is a free game that was actually created as part of the Ludum Dare competition that happened a couple of weekends ago. I'm not exactly sure when this video is going to go up. This is the first Ludum Dare 26 game that I've actually checked out, and, you know, I made an exception because normally I don't check out those games because I find them to have sweet concepts but not that much depth. To a certain extent that's true here, but this one is intriguing enough to, I think, warrant this kind of coverage. So again, this is called Gods Will Be Watching. There will be a link to play this in the video description. It's the easiest game in the world to describe, but probably very difficult to explain. Just to describe it, hopefully you'll understand what I mean as we get started here. We're playing as this, like, you know, Kurt Russell in the Thing-looking Super Brothers Sword and Sorcery type aesthetic character here, and we're the commander of this science expedition that has ended up stranded on this alien planet. You know, it kind of looks like another world or out of this world here. So we have Marvin the dog, soldier, doctor, psychiatrist, engineer, and our robot, Brandon. And what we have to do, we have to survive for 40 days, and every day we get 5 actions that we can take. So there's a number of different things that we can do with those actions depending on each character. So it's kind of a point-and-click adventure, but it's not really. It's more like a point-and-click puzzle game with survival elements thrown in. So for example, let's talk to the soldier. For some of our resources, it does have kind of an Oregon Trail kind of thing going on because we need to keep rationing our food. So for some of our bullets, we can have a 90% chance of getting some extra food. So let's try that. The soldier spent 1 bullet and got 8 rations of food. We can also check out our ammo crate back here, count stock, and see how much we have. 25, that's pretty good. You know, with Marvin, we have similar things. We can hunt. He's got 0 bullet cost, but only a 60% chance of success. This time that turned out pretty well for us. With the engineer and Brandon, we can repair our radio. The engineer repairs 6%. Brandon repairs 4% per try. And I think the doctor can repair it as well, but I don't know how well he does. But the doctor also has medicine. The psychiatrist allows us to do group therapy, which is just like our way of taking one whole day of saying, like, come on, guys, like, pick it up. Because your mental health and the mental health of your companions here is a very important part of this. People are going to go mad because of the solitude and the danger and the stress of it all. But there is also a virus that is kind of permeating throughout here. So we'll have to observe people and see if they're getting infected with this virus that can kill them and cause them to go crazy. The other thing is, Brandon has if we request information from him, he has psychoanalysis of everybody. I don't exactly know what this does, and how to use it, but it's interesting that it's there. So I'm just going to repair the radio, again, and, you know what, why don't we talk to the doctor again? I'm deliberately making a mistake here to kind of show you what's going on, but also to give you some flavor here. So the doctor says we are highly exposed to the Medusa virus here. Keep always an eye on us. If someone got paralyzed, he'll die in 3 days. The English is a little bit messed up. Remember, this was made in 2 days, and it wasn't made by native English speakers, I believe. In any case, so a day will automatically end when all of our actions are gone. And as you can see, the gods were watching, and we died after 1 day of hypothermia because I did not actually maintain our fire. So I did that on purpose. That's happened to me a couple of times, just to demonstrate that you absolutely need to be vigilant about basically everything. But the other thing I wanted to say is that, you know, your odds of success are very, very low. The longest I've survived in this after playing for like an hour or so is like 12 or 15 days. Things will slowly start to unravel, even if it seems like they're going very well. So first things first, let's try a real playthrough now. We're going to add wood to the fire to get this started. And then we're going to talk to the soldier. I'm going to hunt, get some food. We'll have him hunt a couple of times because we have a lot of bullets right now. Bullets, as far as I know, are non-renewable though. And then we will also have our engineer repair our radio. So we need this radio to be repaired by the time the 40 days is up, or something is going to go terribly wrong, and maybe we won't succeed. I don't know why, but the radio seems to be an important focal point here. So now, 1 day has happened, and now we can start to see that the seams are starting to show a little bit even now. So before, everyone looked pretty relaxed. Now the psychiatrist and the engineer aren't looking so hot, right? They're looking a little finicky or a little fidgety. So what you do to like get their morale up and make sure that they don't go fucking insane is talk to them. I suppose you could kill them as well, but by talking to them, this will increase their mood. So let's talk to the psychiatrist a couple of times, and maybe she will relax a little bit. If someone of the group dies, the morale will fall drastically. Some will be more affected than others, depending on who. Yes, so there's relationships here. Like, for example, I don't want to spoil anything, but I believe the engineer and the psychiatrist are married. So hopefully I can get the engineer to cool down here a little bit. He's still finicking a little bit. There is a better way to do this, by the way. They look good now, though, and what I will do is actually repair the radio with our third, or our final action here. But yeah, there's other ways to get their mood up. You could also do group therapy with the psychiatrist, but this takes all of your actions for the day, and you can't do it at all if you've done anything else on that day. So we're going to go talk to the doctor here. He's looking a little fidgety. We'll talk to him twice and make sure his mood is a little bit better, hopefully. And he's giving us clues about the Medusia virus as well. We're going to add food to the fire. And again, I mean, we might as well want to check our food here. We got 32 rations, so you know what? We'll repair the radio again. Oh, actually, we should cure our engineer. This is something that is a little bit weird, but you don't always notice when people become afflicted by the virus. Because remember, they actually freeze. They become like completely paralyzed. So you want to make sure you cure them as soon as possible. So you know what? On the next turn, we will probably have to make some medicine from our doctor. And this is where things start to come unraveled. And this is where I think there's a little bit of genius in the design of this game. One thing goes wrong, and all of a sudden we have 5 actions, but we don't have enough to really accomplish what we need to accomplish on the day. Because look at the things we've got going on here. Our food's getting a little lower. Soldier looks spooked. Doctor looks spooked. Engineer looks spooked. And psychiatrist looks spooked. So you know what? Maybe we'll do some group therapy here. Listen, this will be the greatest challenge on Ever's Dusk team ever faced. But we shall prevail and tell our story. Well, we'll see about that. Sometimes I give this pep talk on the first day, and then everybody just freezes to death overnight because I'm an idiot. Okay, actually, that managed to sort people out. Everyone seems to be fairly good now. So I think with our doctor, we'll prepare the medicine. He only made 1 vaccine. There is a little bit of a dice roll associated with that, I think. We'll hunt. We got 8 more rations of food. That's pretty good. And you know what? Let's repair our radio a little bit more. It should be in a pretty good position here. Let's talk to Brandon and see how far along the radio is going here. 15 out of 50. That's actually not as good as I thought it would be. And you know what? Why don't we try to send Marvin to hunt for a little extra food? Marvin wasn't able to catch any animals, unfortunately. This is actually going surprisingly well now. The group therapy is not always like a clean wipe to make everything better, I promise you that. And we can't actually use group therapy on this one, because if we do, everyone will freeze to death because the fire's gone. I really like when games have these, like, obvious trade-offs. Like, in this situation, you might think, like, again, group therapy would be awesome, but it's actually, like, impossible. This is a game that forces you to make tough decisions, and inevitably, the chips are stacked against you. Like, things are going to go wrong, and they'll probably go wrong today. We absolutely have to add wood to the fire. There's no way around that. Now we got to look at who's going crazy here. The engineer looks like he's not in the best position, so we're going to talk to him a couple of times, and he's going to give us some flavor text about him and Sarah. It's not actually flavor text, because the more you care about these characters, obviously the more of an effect this game will have on you. So we're going to talk to the engineer again, because he's really valuable to me, because he can repair the radio. I mean, so can the android, but he repairs it better. So don't let Marvin die. We all love him. It would be a hard strike to the camp's mood. Marvin is the dog. Again, I can never tell how the dog's doing. I think he's going okay, though. And you know what? Why don't we talk to the soldier, because he's very valuable for us as well. He's just telling us to keep the camp stocked with food. Very shortly, I would not be surprised if we start to see someone go mad or somebody completely leave the camp. We absolutely need food today. And you know what? People look relatively normal. So I'm going to talk to the psychiatrist. She's telling us that Donald isn't very charismatic. Well, I guess fuck you too, Donald. We're going to talk to the doctor to make sure that he's feeling okay. He's talking to us about his e-cigarette, I suppose. We'll talk to him again. Just want to make sure you're keeping his morale up. It might seem like this accomplishes nothing, but as long as we keep everybody mentally sane, things are going to be a lot better for us. Alright, as you can see, the soldier perked right up after I asked him about his dog. He hunted for us and got 6 rations of food, and we might live another day here. If I had to place bets on who's going to die first or leave the camp first, I am definitely going to go with the doctor. He is not in the best mental state. Engineer's having some problems too, but as you can see, like, I've managed to maintain our morale here, at least reasonably well, but we have no repairs on the radio recently, so that's the sacrifice I'm making right now. We also need more food. If this guy ever goes out and hunts and doesn't get food, we're going to be in a big, a rough state. Let's go have him hunt again. So good, he got 14 rations of food today. Doctor's still looking a little weird, so if I talk to him, maybe he can, I expect that in the case of emergency, the dog will fall before a human. Am I right? You are correct. I will kill and eat that dog if I have to. The doctor seems better now. We'll talk to the engineer. And once everybody's okay, hopefully after this conversation, we might actually be able to get some goddamn work done tomorrow. Beautiful. Everyone's feeling good. It's only been a week here. I hear some howling, and that scares the shit out of me. Maybe that is something that... sound design in this game is really good as well, but maybe that's something that will affect us later. Now, you know, everyone seems reasonably well. Let's at least get some radio repairs done, because this is necessary. There's another 12%. I think the psychiatrist could use a little conversation. Book talks about a boy who freed old Earth with an old computer. The title says The Legend of the Key Masher. I get it. It's kind of some humor to carry us through here. Talk to the soldier again. Soldier seems a little bit despondent, and unfortunately I wasn't able to gain too much traction today. Oh, Wild predators attacked this night. You kicked them out of the camp. You needed 4 bullets, but they took 5 rations of food. Group morale is low. Occasionally things like this will happen. Now we've got some problems. Everyone seems to be in a rough state. How's our food doing? Our food is at, yes, count stock, 13 rations. That's enough for 1 more day. So you know what I say? Group therapy, guys. We're going to go to the Chuck E. Cheese. It's the same group therapy conversation every single time. Hopefully nobody went mad today. This is actually maybe the longest I've survived without losing somebody. Morale, as you can see, still pretty low. I should count the stock on our food here. 7. So it does go down 2 per day. Or sorry, 1 per day per person that's alive. You know what? I think we need another group therapy session, honestly. Oh, but she's hurt. She was paralyzed, actually. I don't think the android can be paralyzed. So now we've got some different fish to fry. Let's hunt. Getting an extra 7 rations of food is good. Let's hunt again. And you know what? I think we should keep the doctor alive here. So we'll talk to him and hopefully he will... Yeah, he perked up a little bit. I think our engineer is going to go mad tonight and run away. No, alright. He's keeping it together, hopefully for the sake of his wife. Believe you me, things will go terribly wrong terribly quickly. And we have to add wood to the fire. And now we've got some real fucking problems here. So soldier, talk. Keep an eye on the ammo stock, of course. He's a little bit better now. He's in like the yellow instead of the red. Psychiatrist is better. How are you doing, engineering? Not great. This guy's got a problem with his mental state, and I think we actually need to prepare some medicine from the doctor here. So we made 2 more vaccines, and again, I would not be surprised if the engineer decides to just run away anytime soon. We're almost at the halfway point. Again, this is way better than I've ever done before. Food rations, how are we doing? 8 rations. Not good, but good enough that we can get through 1 group therapy session, and hopefully everyone will perk right up again. You know, as time goes on, morale starts to erode faster and faster, apparently, which is causing some problems here. But now everybody seems reasonably good. You have to hunt. If you fuck up the hunting today, we have serious problems. How is our ammo stock? We have 5 laser rounds left. You know what? That's good enough for me to invest there. And we could always use Marvin to get more food if necessary. But in the meantime, let's repair our radio. I don't know if it's actually possible. This is something I should have known maybe, but I actually don't know if it's possible to beat the game. The way it was explained to me is that it's very difficult and unlikely to imagine that you end up surviving longer than a couple of weeks. But imagine if I could actually get to the 40th day. That'd be interesting. Obviously, we're going to have to make some tough decisions and likely kill some people. Let's hunt with our dog here. Thank you, Marvin, for allowing us to essentially survive another day. We'll talk to our engineer. I've basically done nothing with this android the entire time that I've played through the game. This is one thing I mention a lot in videos, but if you don't hear me talking about how much I like the game, it usually means I like the game a whole lot. And that is definitely the case here. I think this is really interesting, and I find it unbelievable that it was actually built in 2 days. I mean, it's not perfect, but graphically, even from an audio standpoint... Oh, the doctor died! I had no idea that he has... That's why you've got to watch people, because within 3 days they'll die. But he must have been paralyzed and I didn't even notice. But yeah, when you don't hear me talking about how much I like a game, that means I like it. This one almost gives me like a Papers, Please vibe to a certain extent in that, you know, your actions are very simplistic and to a certain extent it might even seem boring. I mean, you just have the same screen over and over and over. But trust me, it just works. It's really engaging and you really care about these characters, even though they're kind of flimsily created. Oh man, this guy is about to be in a rough spot. They're not flimsily created, but you know, there's no like cutscene where we see this dude lose his wife or anything like that. Morale is low. I think it's fair to say that morale is low after the doctor died, which makes sense. And now, again, these seams are starting to open up. I imagine that things are going to get worse before they get better. But we're going to keep the fire going. That's our #1 role. We absolutely need to make sure that the soldier is not... there we go. He's all right. Do we have any bullets left? He spent 1 bullet, but the hunt was unsuccessful. We have 2 laser rounds left. All right, soldier, this is important. Oh, he ran out of ammo. If there's any rounds left, use it to break the robot. We could use his batteries. Interesting. But I don't want to get rid of the robot just yet because he might actually be able to fix the radio if the engineer goes crazy. We'll hunt with Marvin. Marvin got 6 rations of food. Very quickly, Marvin is becoming our like Will Smith-style dog from I Am Legend. People are freaking the F out. This calls for a group therapy session. You never would have expected, you know, if you crash landed on a planet. Psychiatrist is going to be your best bet, apparently. People are perturbed, but otherwise okay. So you know what that means? We're going to get some more business done on the radio today. I can't stress enough that I really expected to die like 7 times over the course of this video, but it's actually going pretty well, which makes me feel a little bit better, considering all the tower defense videos that I've been putting up recently where I've sucked the big one. 20 days left. It's not going too badly. I'm much better off than I thought I would be. The fire's still going. How you doing, Brandon? What's our radio at? Our radio's like almost 80% of the way fixed. People need to be talked to in order to keep them all on the up and up here. We might have to do a group therapy session tomorrow. In order to do that, of course, we have to keep our psychiatrist alive and relatively well. But things are moving along at a good pace here. I like that the game moves so quickly from day to day, and there's no, like, necessary, like, Final Fantasy style music cue when you rest. It just, like, keeps moving and moving. I would like to have some kind of music permeating throughout the game beyond the first day, but it's interesting enough that it survives without that regardless. Soldier, not doing so good. Also, we're out of food. So we need to have Marvin hunt. Marvin was not able to catch any animal. That's really bad. Marvin's going to hunt. Marvin got 5 rations of food. That's like one more day. Marvin's going to hunt, and he got 5 more rations of food. That's the end of this day. I have a feeling the soldier might go insane tonight and do something he regrets, or just run away from the camp. Thankfully, he managed to stay alive. Okay. Now, I would love to just do another group therapy session today, but I can't. I have to talk to the soldier, and beyond that, I need to get more food. Marvin was not able to catch any animal. Our life right now hinges entirely on this dog, which has just completely fucked us. I think we might starve to death if we go one more day without food. So we could kill and eat the dog, but that would totally screw us because we don't have any ammo left. Or we could kill and eat the soldier. So I think that might be what I do here. Marvin, you've got like one chance here. Marvin wasn't able to catch any animal. I think the dog wants this to happen. So we're going to kill the soldier. And now his meat has, become part of our rations here. Now we need to make sure. Apparently the engineer didn't care because I guess the engineer had a feud with the soldier. But now we just want to make sure the psychiatrist stays alive. The engineer died of medusia. I didn't even realize that he was poisoned. Okay, this is a frightening situation. At this point, I kind of think we don't even need the psychiatrist to be alive, so I'm just going to kill her, take her meat, and put it on there. Because we don't have anybody to keep sanity with, right? Instead, we're just going to repair the radio here, and we're going to see if maybe ourselves and Brandon can make it. Oh, no! You survived for 26 days. Sergeant Burden failed his men and committed suicide. So I guess I forgot about my own sanity in that. I thought I was entirely player-controlled through my own agency. But in any case, it was a weird let's look at because I didn't give too much critical praise or negativity one way or the other. Gods will be watching a Ludum Dare 26 game. Remember, the theme is minimalism, which explains kind of the minimalistic nature of the game. Definitely check this out. There is a totally free build available at the link in the video description below. It is a browser-based game. There is a donation link under the game if you enjoyed it. Feel free to throw the developers a couple of bucks or whatever you feel is right. But again, in any case, free. Check it out. This is one of the most interesting games I've played in a long time. As always, thanks for watching, and thanks to Deconstruct Team for making this game the most interesting Ludum Dare 26 game that I've played so far. Again, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.